I've never met a pastor who doesn't want to retain the visitors that comes to his church any given Sunday. But I found that a lot of pastors have an inadequate way of following up on visitors who have come. And as a result of that, they don't come back. And this is so strange considering that the Holy Spirit has drawn these people to your church this Sunday morning. They are there because something is prompted in their hearts and they're giving you an opportunity to connect with them, but you're failing at doing so. I recently was talking to a pastor and I said, well, tell me how you follow up on visitors. And he said, well, on Sunday morning after the service, I personally greet the visitor and thank them for coming. Secondly, before the visitor leaves that morning, we give them some kind of a gift. And then on Monday morning, we send them out a letter. And I waited and he didn't say any more. So I said, is that it? And he said, yeah. And I thought, well, this is why you're not really retaining visitors, because they have come looking for a relationship and what you're doing is inadequate. What we've discovered in terms of people is that when they're looking for a relationship, it takes at least 7 touches from the church over a period of several weeks to communicate to them that they're really wanted. Because that's the question they're asking. You know, do you want me to be here? Now, they may not be ready to open up their hearts and tell you why they're there. Maybe they're scared about their life, or they're going through turmoil in their marriage, or they're fearful, or they have questions they don't know the answer to, but they were drawn there this morning and they're wanting to tell you, but they're not sure if they trust you yet. And these touches allow you to say to them, we want to know you better. And this starts with the way you greet them coming in. We want to know your name. And before you leave here today, we are going to talk to you about yourself and get to know things about you. We're not just glad you're here, but we're going to try to slow down and develop a relationship this morning. So there are different kinds of touches. There's relational touch where we are personally talking to them, where we are spending time with them and talking to them about the things that are important to them, how many children they have, where do they work, what brought them to the area, what are their interests. There is the communication touch. There may be a letter we send out, or an email, or a phone call. I find phone calling sometime during the latter part of the week one of the most effective ways of following up on people. And this doesn't have to be a long phone call, just about 10 minutes. Hi, you were here this past Sunday. Thank you for coming. What brought you here this Sunday? Is there a way we can serve you? Is there any way we can pray for you? Please come back again. We'd really enjoy having you another time. And that brings us to the third kind of touch, was the invitational touch. We're always inviting people to take another step with us. So we might invite visitors to some kind of a pastoral dessert, or a coffee, or we have this event that's coming up and we want to invite you to come because we want you to come back. We are reaching out to you, or somebody might say, we want you to be part of a life group that meets in your area. So I'm calling you to invite you to that. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to respond and say, we want to come back, but it does mean that you have gone the extra mile to say, we want to know who you are because we want to answer the questions, which includes the most important question: where do you stand in your relationship with Jesus Christ? You need to dig into this and do this work, because when visitors come to your church out of the blue, they are the low-hanging fruit. These are the ones that Jesus has already prepared to connect with you. So think through your process and say, what are 7 ways that we're going to touch these people when they come over the first several weeks so that we can retain them as part of our fellowship in the future?